back to episode 3. This is going to be a weekly check-in. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna make you wait to the end of the video. I'm holding at 323. Now let me kind of dive into what what happened. So I didn't lose any weight. I didn't gain any weight. Now last week, I made a conscious decision. I need to let my body kind of repair and rest. So I didn't go to the gym, and I didn't do, 3 to 5 mile walks every other day. I also did not change anything in my eating habits. So I still ate the same foods, um, still ate the same amounts, and I didn't gain any weight, which is awesome in my opinion. Um, so let's kind of dive into it. So on August 16th was my last weigh in before the little break, and I was 323 pounds. Monday, which would have been August 25th, 2 days ago, I went to the gym, weighed in 323. That's a win, considering I didn't change my eating, I didn't change my work habits, I didn't change anything other than I took the week off from working out. Um, I I was shocked. I honestly expected to gain a pound or two, but it didn't happen. Now that being said, I didn't take a full week off, meaning I still had responsibilities on the weekend that I needed to deal with. As I mentioned in one of the videos, I'm kind of an apprentice beekeeper. So Saturday, I pulled 10 boxes of honey. Um, and just for reference, a box of honey is about 50 pounds. And that's, going through, pulling frame by frame, relocating a different box, putting new frames in. It's not a ton of work, but it's a lot of work. So a little bit of a workout on Saturday. But other than that, super chill week. Um, and look, I'm going to say this, I consider last week a win, because it's not just about the number that you see on the scale. It can't be. So why do I consider last week a win? Well, because I didn't change my eating habits. I didn't change. In fact, actually, Sunday I had lasagna. So that alone surprised me. Um, but I wasn't as active throughout the week. And so, really, stepping on that scale, I expected 324, 325, 326. Didn't happen. So, I mean, that is a win. That is a win in my book. Um, I want to talk a little bit about mindset. Um, and what I mean by that is, it's very easy for anybody just to get focused on the number on that scale. And I'm going to tell you that number doesn't tell the whole story, but it's a good way to kind of gauge what's going on. And the fact that I didn't gain, I didn't lose, but I didn't gain, and I only really basically changed one variable last week. Um, that really, it shocked me, honestly. But what it also kind of tells me is, um, one of the things that I do worry about and have worried about is, okay, once you get down to your goal weight, and to be honest, my goal weight was 230. Now I'm thinking maybe my goal weight needs to be 200. Um, but one of the things that worries me is, okay, once you get down to that goal weight, how are you going to maintain it? How are you going to balance that? I mean, obviously, I'm still going to be active, but, you know, am I going to eat more? Like, there's just a million questions that, look, I don't have the answers to, and I don't know what's going to happen until I get there. Um, but those are kind of the things that are floating around in the back of my head. And what last week kind of taught me was, well, look, dude, if you still make those smart decisions, yeah, you can have that occasional lasagna or that occasional cookie, whatever, because, like, look, you can't outrun a bad diet, right? Like, you can't go to the gym and then go to McDonald's and get a large milkshake and wolf that down and do the, oh well, I deserve this. This is my treat. That's not going to work. But if once a week and all your other, all your other meals have been good and healthy, and even if you're working out a little less due to whatever, in my case, I made the conscious decision, but let's say, you have a really bad week, lots of stress, family stuff, it happens, right? So, there may be times when, you can't be as active as you want to be, and that's okay. um, it really, what last week kind of taught me is, as long as you're still making really good decisions, at bare minimum, you can hold the line. You can hold where you're at, and get over whatever's happening, whether it's intentional or unintentional, and just get back to it. And that's another thing that I was kind of worried about, was not wanting to get back into the gym, but that didn't happen. I was itching to get back in. Um, so again, consistency, right? Like, being consistent with your diet, being consistent with the decisions that you make, it impacts more than I thought. So that's kind of what I learned this week. Um, but anyway, I don't want to ramble on too much here, but what I do want to ask, for people who are finding these videos, um, obviously this is my third one, and what I kind of want to ask is, what would you guys like to know? Um, like, people are finding and watching, and I picked up a couple of subscribers. Um, what do you guys want to know? Like, what, I want to be as honest and open as possible. Um, and it can be anything. I mean, like I said, I've been on, TRT and peptide therapy for, since January. Um, are there any questions that anybody has with that? I'll be more than happy to answer what my experience has been. Um, and I still go back to, look, if you're thinking about, TRT or peptides, get your hormones checked, get the blood work done. It's worth it. But anyway, I digress. Um, so yeah, so that's all I have this week. I think overall, good week. Um, I'm excited to get back into the gym today. You know, Monday I got into the gym, did the weigh in. Tuesday, which the 26th of August, today's the 27th. The 26th, went for a little over a 3 mile hike. Um, and, you know, feel great. Like, I wasn't tired, worn out. I didn't feel like I hadn't exercised in a year. It actually felt really good. So I'm going to get back to the gym today. I'm going to weigh in again today, obviously, but I won't give that update until next week. But in the meantime, if there's anything you guys want to know, let me know. I'll answer pretty much almost any question, not all of them, but yeah. So again, let me know. Thanks for watching, and stick with it. It's going to be a heck of a journey.